Run Your Business Faster, presented by Scott Hayes, President and CEO of DBI, also an IBM Gold consultant. Run your business more efficiently. Run your business with lower costs. Act right now. Run your business 6 times faster or more. It's time to accelerate your business. Here's how. Start right now. Your business applications access your database, and your business applications only run as fast as your database. To run a faster, more efficient, more productive business, tune your database by eliminating high costs. Database workload cost analysis involves using a patented method and system to analyze the statement execution costs in a database. When this technology is integrated with Database Design Advisor technologies, performance success is assured. Let's illustrate SQL equalization and cost aggregation. On the top of the screen, we see how the database sees the SQL workload, and on the bottom of the screen, how the DBA needs to analyze the workload. The first statement arrives into the database engine, selecting some columns from a table where C5 is equal to 210. This uses 0.1 CPU seconds. After equalization, the literal value is tokenized as a placeholder, and we note that this statement has occurred one time with a total cost of 0.1 CPU seconds. The next statement arrives in the database engine. Here we see C5 equal to 220. Now we observe that this statement has occurred twice, using a total cost of 0.2 CPU seconds. The next statement arrives, C5 greater than 500. This statement has used 0.3 CPU seconds and appears at first glance to be the most costly statement in the workload. But this analysis process is very enlightening. Let's continue the analysis as this sample workload proceeds through our database, and keep your eye on the bottom of the screen where we see the costs being aggregated and totaled. Now here we are illustrating aggregate costs for CPU time, but it is also important to aggregate costs for sort time, for execution time, for rows read, for rows written. For when we completely understand where the total costs are, then we can be most effective at tuning and reducing the costs of execution within the database. In the final analysis, we see that the database has executed possibly hundreds of statements per second. In our illustration, we've run 19 statements, but much to probably everyone's surprise, the statement that had an average cost of 0.1 CPU seconds has, in the aggregate, consumed a total of 66% of the CPU time. An ancient Chinese proverb says that a well-stated problem is a half-solved problem. Here we have a very well-stated problem. If we want this database, if we want this business to go faster, we need to lower the cost of execution for that statement. DBI's Brother Panther cost analysis implements this technique. And on this screen, we can see that 3 different statements together are using over 96% of the CPU time in the database. We can also see they have a high percentage of the execution time and a high percentage of the sort time. Rows read and percentage of rows read is off the charts. If we pass these statements to the design analysis feature of Brother Panther, the IBM Design Advisor will be executed, and it proposes the creation of an index which will provide a 99.82% improvement. So we create this index. And what happens? Results. Remarkable, astounding results. The database score improves. Logical I/O cost is reduced, which reduces CPU consumption. Physical I/Os are reduced. Index read efficiency improves, meaning that DB2 is making better use of indices to find result sets. Memory utilization improves. Look at the improvement in buffer pool hit ratios. Expensive sorts are reduced. Look how the number of sort overflows has fallen. These sure are nice database statistics, but what does this mean to your business? Here's the performance of this application before. The average transaction response time was 0.149 seconds. Here's the performance after creating the index. The average transaction time is 0.023 seconds. This is a tremendous reduction in average response times for the database and for the business. Here's the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at the before and after numbers and the savings. Response time fell from 0.149 to 0.023. This is 6 times faster. CPU consumption was cut from 120 milliseconds to 1, more than 99%. Sort cost and I/O cost in this illustration was completely eliminated. The bottom line, your business runs faster at lower cost. Your database vendor says our database will automatically tune itself. Really? Is your database self-tuned? Are you facing hardware upgrades? The reality, automatic tuning of memory seeks to compensate for physical design flaws. The optimizer optimizes dynamic SQL plus pure XML queries. Over 90% of the world's business applications rely on dynamic SQL. Dynamic SQL optimization and performance is influenced by statistics and memory. Statistics and memory are being changed dynamically by automation. This is the formula for volatility. We begin with automatic utilities multiplied by automatic tuning, multiplied by dynamic SQL optimization, multiplied by dynamic XML query optimization. This equals the perfect storm of unpredictability at maximum CPU utilization, which means you're going to needlessly spend more money on hardware than you need to. Why do performance problems always seem to start on the DBA's back? Is it a database problem or not? How do you know? How can you prove it, or more importantly, prove it is not the DBA's problem? Brother Thoroughbred is helping organizations around the globe win the race against time by graphically showing average transaction response times, database inside and outside time distribution, and the distribution of time inside the database. Brother Thoroughbred also shows service level attainments. How many transactions and what percent are completed within certain response time thresholds. Here's a screenshot of Brother Thoroughbred. We show the average transaction time, how much time is inside, how much time is outside the database, and of the time inside, where does that time go? We can also see a top-level view of SLA attainments. How often are SLAs being met? These are very easy to define. Simply click on Define, enter your thresholds for seconds in times completion, and select one of them to be your SLA goal. We can show you SLA attainment detail, how many transactions complete in each bracket and what the percentage is. You get a nice pie chart, and you also get the cumulative effect so that you can see how often your organization is meeting its performance SLAs. It's time to accelerate your business. Act right now. Take back control. Call 866-773-8789 and we'll help you. Thank you.